Welcome back, Leisure Freaks. This week I'm going to review Army of the Dead. Kind of late with the review coming out. I know it came out last week. I will explain why the review is coming out later. So let's get to it. All right, first let's talk about why the video came out late. The video came out late because one, Ringer Boy that plays games with us all the time. He's always on stream with us. He's a big part of this channel also. He actually got married last week, so we didn't have a video come out last week for that reason. So if you guys talk shit, I'll break your nose. How about that? Two, I didn't really know how to explain my feelings on Army of the Dead. I had to watch it a few times because I think I overhyped the movie in my head a lot to when I actually saw it, I couldn't decide, is this a good movie? Is this a bad movie? Is it an okay movie? And I do come out with a verdict. It's just when I overhype myself to some movies, and it really kills me sometimes. Bill and Ted Face the Music, I was really scared that I was overhyping that in my head, and it actually turned out great. I have a few people I know that didn't like the movie, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't you like the movie? And they're like, it wasn't that good. I thought it was good. Rotten Tomatoes thought it was good. Whatever. Let's get back to Army of the Dead. The movie to me was just kind of going at a weird pace. I couldn't tell if it was going too fast, it was going too slow. It's just, I was trying to focus on one piece, but the story was just going along, and there's like no catching up. You can rewatch the movie if you want to catch up. And I know some of you are probably wondering, well, what do you mean by catch up? I was trying to learn more about the characters. I was trying to figure out what their actual purposes were. I couldn't tell if the plot, if it was a real heist, if they're just trying to get a zombie for like a zombie army. That's originally why I thought the movie was called Army of the Dead. Very beginning, the first time I watched it, they're leaving from Area 51, and if you're watching this review, you've most likely seen the movie. I saw the two dots in the sky. I know my wife didn't see it, and at first I didn't catch it until it zoomed by. I was like, what was that? And then he starts talking about aliens. I was like, okay, that's either one, a callback to Night of the Living Dead, which the original by George A. Romero, which it doesn't actually say stuff came from space. It's a speculation that a satellite crashed and something on the satellite turned the dead into the living and so on and so forth. But I wanted to talk about the Alpha at the beginning of the movie. The Alpha was badass. He looked awesome. The intro did a good job of explaining him. I got that the first time around, where he was kind of like taking Olympus. But I didn't notice the first time around. If you look really closely, on the Olympus, when it first shows the Alpha zombie, the one that broke out, walk up to the thing, it shows how he became, like, his whole story across the top. I didn't see that at first. Second time I watched it, I was like, oh, that seems a little too much. And then I actually looked it up because I was like, that has to be something. So it was actually an Easter egg that Zack Snyder said, oh, this is the way that Alpha constantly grew throughout the course of the zombie apocalypse in Vegas. The intro felt a lot like Zombieland, and a lot of people are like, well, it ripped off Zombieland, but if you watch Watchmen, he almost does like a Watchmen type intro for Army of the Dead, which was really cool. And he also did Watchmen, if you didn't know that. But let's get to a few other things I want to talk about. Dave Bautista did fucking amazing in this movie. I don't know why so many people don't think he's a great actor. Like, I know he does silly, like, comedy stuff. Like, he had that one movie, he had Stuber. He had the other movie where he was a CIA agent or whatever. I can't even remember what it's called. It was on Amazon. But he can do serious acting. We've seen this before in Blade Runner 2049. His character did a great job at the beginning. He did a great emotional, like, you could tell something emotional was wrong with him. And if you didn't watch the short film that came out for 2049, it was also great. It was talking about how he was a medic back in the war, and after the blackout he kind of disappeared and was like trying to help other replicants. So check that out if you haven't. I know I'm kind of going off the rails here, but just go check it out. Two, I wanted to talk about the other characters. I didn't really like the other characters, but one I liked, well, I guess two. Tweeter, that's an easy name to remember, and then I can't remember what the other guy's name was that was breaking into the vault with Tweeter. but he had the Omega tattoo on him, and I'm gonna get into that more later in the video. But those two characters were like a good comedy relief characters, which is really weird because you would think Batista's mainly a comic relief character, but I think that with this prequel coming out with Tweeter, we're gonna learn more about where he came from. Obviously, I'm almost positive I saw something that was directed by the actor that played him, but I don't think he's dead. I don't think he's dead. Well, I think there's something messed up in a time loop because we don't actually see him die. All the other characters we literally see die, but we don't see him die, and we didn't see the guy that had the Omega tattoo die, in which he didn't die. At the end, he comes out and out of the vault, and the whole time loop thing down in the vault. I guess I should go into this next. The whole time loop thing, I'm pretty sure that's a big piece of the story. And Zack Snyder had it in his head to write a 3-story arc. I'm almost positive this is his understanding because he already knows what happens in the next film and so forth. And I think he built this big universe. And there's also an Easter egg on a phone. It talks about the Milwaukee zombie apocalypse, which was his Dawn of the Dead remake written by James Gunn. The time loop, I think, ended for the characters that left the area. So I think Dave Bautista's character is dead. The helicopter pilot's dead. The alpha zombie is dead. But I don't think Tweeter's dead. I don't think Omega's dead. I don't know if the lady that had the key on her necklace, if she's dead or not. I can't really I mean, she died in the movie, but I can't really tell if they actually died. I can't tell if the time loop is broken or not, but I don't believe it is. And I also think he got pushed into a different universe. I think the guy that had the Omega tattoo got put... I'm going all over the place, I'm sorry. But I think the guy that had the Omega tattoo got pushed into a different universe. I did catch that Tweeter says it's... opening the lock would be into like going into a different dimension, opening a portal. It would either result in death or finding something new, I think is what he said, off the top of my head. And I think he ended up going into a different timeline. Because one, we never seen him get bit, and then he automatically had the bite. Two, I don't think he's actually going to turn to a full zombie because it actually took a long time for him to even change. But I think the radiation from the nuke hitting Las Vegas fucked with him when he was down there because he could have lived. That vault could have kept him alive. I'm pretty sure it's got lead lining on the outside. But it doesn't mean the radiation could have crept in. It doesn't mean if he opened the door it could have crept in. So I don't know if if it's a different Omega or not. It's really fucking hard to explain. Like, you start going to the conspiracy theories of the whole movie, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens in the next movie. Alright, another thing I wanted to talk about were like the different types of zombies. I noticed watching right away on the one particular scene where the guy that looked like fucking Mirage from Apex Legends shoots one zombie and it looks like a robot. I was like, is that a Terminator? Are we slowly seeing a Terminator reboot in the works by Zack Snyder? Is this an Easter egg? No, I think it was the U.S. government was making, or Area 51, so the U.S. government's putting these robotic zombies in there to monitor what they're doing and trying to do more tests. Because it seemed like they'd made a colony within the walls. They never tried to escape, which I thought was odd. Because they totally could have. And they just had their own society. Now, I don't understand the blue in their eyes other than they're aliens. But not all of them have it. I don't know what that means. I don't know if we're going to have any explanation to it. I don't know if any of you guys were confused about it. I didn't understand it. I understand they're a different breed. But why didn't all the zombies turn like the alpha when he bit them? Because they made it seem like in the story that once he bit people, they would turn just like him into like a big ass, stronger, alpha, faster zombie. So that that I don't understand, unless it's just randomly like it has based on your genes what you have. I don't know, but that was one thing I didn't like about the movie. Out of all the other things that I liked, that was one thing I didn't like. There wasn't really enough explanation on it, which I know it's going to lead into sequels, and we have a prequel, and the prequel's only is supposed to delve into like the more alien stuff and possibly the time loop, and then the government, something to do with the government. I don't know if they're trying to rob something from Area 51. What was this one? The new one's called Army of Thieves or something, or Thieves of the Dead. I can't remember what the prequel's called, but the fact that they went working on this super fast means they are trying to make this into a pretty big franchise for Netflix, which I'm totally okay with. We haven't had a really good zombie movie in a while, in my opinion. I can't even remember the last one I liked. The Walking Dead's been trash for years, and they're somehow making more movies to go with that show. It doesn't make any sense. But sorry, this review's kind of been all over the place. I'm really excited to talk to people about it. After watching it twice, it's just, I want more. I want more explanation. That's the part. That's how they get you. They get you drawn into where you want more. You want explanation. I think that's why we're getting the prequel so fast. And I think that prequel is going to be really good because the guy that played Tweeter, I remember his name perfectly. I just think he did a really good job. He was funny. We didn't know any, like every other character we had background to except him. Like he's the only character we didn't get to see what he was before they went into Vegas to go try to get all that money. We did see that he worked in like a lock shop, but how did he get to the lock shop? Why did he say yes immediately other than the blueprint? Which I didn't even talk about the blueprint, but I thought it was really cool that there was like 2 or 3 extra blueprints where obviously there was a time loop. But yeah, that was a lot to go through your brain. I've been speaking very fast, and I've already got this video unedited at 16 minutes. Hopefully it's not that long. I don't want to keep you guys here all day goddamn day, but thank you guys for watching this review. I appreciate it. I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this movie. I'm thinking about making a Discord soon here to where I'm just gonna you can add me. I'll make it and make a server. We can do roles and talk about some of your favorite films. Soon I want to be starting up a podcast with a couple of my buddies that are also on the channel quite a bit. I'm going to have them potentially watching movies that I picked that they've never seen. I want to see the reaction, talk about it, and things like that. So, again, thank you guys so much for subscribing. Give a thumbs up on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks, guys.